Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and September of 2023 is the 30th anniversary of Rocko's Modern Life. So, yes, it's been 30 years since Rocko's Modern Life first premiered on Nickelodeon back in September of 1993. And in honor of the show's 30th anniversary, I did watch the first episode that originally premiered, at least the first one to air, which came in two segments. Now, the first segment is Soccer for the Suckomatic. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm going to review the episode as well. Sorry. Well, and yes, Soccer for the Suckomatic. Now, this part of the episode starts when well, Heifer he was watching TV, and then we hear a voice saying mean things to someone. And then we see Rocko about to yeah, he was saying mean things and use some kind of forgot what he was using, but then he started hitting, and well, Rocko's shadow looks like it was hitting Heifer's shadow. Only it turns out that Rocko was hitting his old vacuum because it wasn't working properly. And Heifer was telling him to keep it down because he's watching TV. And yes, he Heifer was watching TV and changing channels. And then, well, Rocko, he tried to use the vacuum again, but it didn't work properly. And then it died with his last words being Rosebud. Of course, it said like this, Rosebud, like that. And then when Heifer asked, he thought well, Rocko said he thought it was Hausgrat. And then the vacuum, it died, and so the stuff that was inside got out. And then Heifer, he told Rocko to take a seat and relax for a while. And then on the Lobotomy channel, they talk about some products, and then one of the products was this vacuum called the Suckomatic. And then, well, on the TV, something happened which resulted in Rocko, Heifer, and Spunky being hypnotized, and their eyes are being shown in swirls. And while that was happening, the TV was taking the brains out of their heads and literally washing them, hence brainwashing. And then put the brains back inside their heads, and then Rocko called the phone and ordered a psychomatic. Uh, and he was still hypnotized. Well, he was still talking in his hypnotized voice. And then so rang the doorbell, and well, it was somebody who was delivering the psychomatic. And yes, Rocko he signed the form, and then well, the next scene has Rocko trying to get the psychomatic out, and Heifer he was reading instructions, and then there was some strange stuff that were in the manual, and Heifer said that they wouldn't sell this stuff; it was dangerous. And then the psychomatic was revealed, and Rocko said that it doesn't look anything like it did on TV. And then well, Rocko, Heifer, and Spunky they sat on the psychomatic because it was that big that they could write on it. And then Rocko he turned on the device, and well, first he used it on the carpet, and well, this is a funny scene where there was like this tiny city of bugs that were where the residents were panicking because of Succomatic and calling it Succosilla, making it like a parody to Godzilla. Next, and another stuff they were using the vacuum on with the ah yeah, it was the chimney. And then, oh no, before that well it was used on Spunky, and well it revealed for Spunky to have his back fur being the shape of a some kind of other dog. Then we get to the chimney, and oh yes, the sucker matter was sucking out all the stuff, but eventually it sucked other stuff like oh yes, Christmas decorations, reindeer, a sleigh, Santa Claus, and even an airplane. Yeah, that was a funny scene. And then they tried out the garden, and yes, it was being used on the garden. And well, before that happened, tiny fairies were flying around, and then the psychomatic was used on them on the grass, revealing that the fairies were being watched by some kind of rodent. And I think there was a bunch of other stuff, but eventually, the psychomatic was. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that it was also used on Rocko's car, and yeah, I think I can remember what it was being used on. But then eventually, the psychomatic was getting under control, and Rocko was trying to figure how to turn it off, revealing, and then it was revealed that the psychomatic has a mind of its own, and it was insane. And then Rocko, Heather, and Spunky went back inside that house. Oh no, before that, well, Rocko said he was going to return it, and he still has the receipt. Of course, Psychomatic sucked it, and then the Rocko, Heather, and Spunky went back inside the house, and well, look at the manual to try to figure out how to turn out the Psychomatic, and then they found the page. They found where they go to. Rocko, the Psychomatic suck out, and it says a Psychomatic sucks out instructions. Turn to page 101. And then the Psychomatic suck out other pages, revealing one that says, "Prepare to die." That was funny, and then other stuff was being sucked, and that included a pink spaceship that was the same shape as the Starship Enterprise, and the captain was like a well, it sounded like the William Shatner version of Captain Kirk. And then eventually, the Psychomatic was about to suck in um, Heifer, Rocko, and Spunky. However, it fell down, and well, Heifer found that it shook on a potato chip. And then Rocko told him not to take it out, but then, not listening, Heifer took out the potato chip and was surprised. There was barbecue flavor and vintage 73, saying that it's this favorite year. Of course, because of what Heifer did, it revived the Psychomatic, and then, well, when Heifer was about to eat the potato chip, the Psychomatic sucked Heifer in, and then Rocko, along with Spunky, they tried to escape, but eventually they were sucked in, and then in the end of that segment, well, Rocko, Heifer, and Spunky were at their inside the house watching the Lobotomy channel, and then it was revealed that other people has ordered the Psychomatic and adapt the same way as Rocko, his friends, and oh yes, and the only person in town left was being chased by one. And that was the end of the first segment of that episode. Now we get to the second segment, which was Canned. Now, this one starts with Rocko was working at this store called Super Level Comics, and he was called to the boss's office, and then Rocco's boss, Mr. Dupet, he said some things about Rocco, and when Rocco asked, "Oh, what's he mean?" Mr. Dupet said that he's fired. Oh, I forgot to mention that this episode was also, that segment was also the introduction to Filbert, the turtle. Yeah. Anyway, back to Rocco being fired. Yes, he was fired and flushed down the chair, which is also a toilet. Now, in the next scene, Spunky was eating salmon from the big head's salmon bushes, and Mr. Bighead was angry and tried to get Spunky out of there. And Rocco apologized and told Spunky not to worry because Mr. Bighead has a permanent wedgie. And then at Rocco's house, he was supposed to feed Spunky, but unfortunately they were out of dog food, and because he lost his job, he couldn't pay for other stuff like water, gasoline, oxygen, and electricity. So Rocco decided to go to the want ads and look for a new job. One of the jobs he tried out was tattoo artist, where he used his check on a giant rhino's tonsil, and when as anything wrong, and the rhino he said no, and to remember that he wants it to his roof of his mouth, he wants there to be a tattoo of a can of beans with the word Gloria on the can. Of course, it when Rocco continued doing his work, yes, the rhino he still felt the pain, but then ended up swallowing Rocco. The next job was plumber's assistant, and it didn't work out as well. And then we get it's a kind of phone thing. I won't repeat what it said, just in case. But when it revealed that he was talking with Mrs. Bighead on the other line, both they both hung out, but because being weirded out by what just happened. And then there is one more job Rocco had left that he as a last resort, and that was Conclamo. And then Rocco he went to the Conclamo building, and eventually he met up with Mr. Bighead. And when Mr. Bighead asked what he wants, Rocco said he's there because of the job, and Mr. Bighead asked why why would he give Rocco a job, and one of the employees who was crawling around, and Mr. Bighead used a giant fly swatter and swatted the employee. And then Mr. Bighead had an idea, and the giant screen lifted up, revealing that Mr. Bighead was in the room the whole time, and told Rocco that he might have something for him at that this department for rejected products. One of the products he would try out is the Nose Master 2000, or maybe it was 3000, but anyway, Rocco tried it, and a bunch of many times resulted in Rocco have a bunch of different noses. It's kind of like a mobile nose surgeon, mobile nose jobs. And then Mr. Bighead wanted to try it out, but then realized that he doesn't have a nose, and then it instructed his eyes, turning his eyes into noses. And when his new noses was smelling, he was like, "Hey!" That was funny. And let's see. The next project that Mr. Baker wants to death on Rocko, just to get rid of him. Genetic enhanced gum, and Rocko tried the gum, and a tree grew out of his head, and well, Rocko he liked it, saying that it has shade, birds nesting, oxygen, and that people would be willing to go for it. And Mr. Pickett said that that was the stupidest idea, and he swallowed all the gum, ended up with a beehive, and the bees came out of the beehive and stung Mr. Pickett, making his head all bloated. Now, the next project that Mr. Pickett made Rocko try is the dial a do, which gives people different hairstyles. See, oh yeah, one was I guess like an it was thing that was with a Rocko, and then the next thing was a, a braids, and then came light bulbs on the head, and then the final one was a juicer, and Rocko put some fruit inside the juicer, and a spider went in by mistake, and the flies that were all webbed up, that were supposed to be food for the spider, they would say, "Yay!" because they were happy that the spider was going to be killed. And then Mr. Pig had used the dial-a-do himself and ended up with a buzzsaw on his head. And yeah, it was crazy. And then see, oh yes, and then the next thing Mr. Pickard right was well, have Rocko be at the animal testing facility, and well, in hopes that Rocko would be trampled by mad giraffes, and then this bird guy came and told him to try out the his new mad giraffe repellent, and it's so new it hasn't been tested yet. And then used it on Rocko, and then came the mad giraffes, revealing that the repellent did work, and instead of hitting Rocko, they ended up hitting Mr. Big Head instead. And yeah, and Mr. Big Head ended with his mouth outside of his face, and then Mr. Big Head he fired Rocko, and Mr. Big Head said that he hates his life. And later, Rocko was walking. He said that he still doesn't have a job, but then he found a new comic book store called Kind of Leather Comics, and then was hired. And Rocko, he his old boss, Mrs. Dupet, oh yeah, Philipper was there talking like he did earlier. Yeah, then Mrs. Dupet came and asked Rocko for volumes of sort of a series, and he also asked for gum, and well, remembering how how Mr. Dupet fired him, he had an idea, and well, not only did Rocko give Mr. Dupet the volumes he asked for, but also the genetically enhanced gum from Conglamo as a way to get his revenge, because he didn't tell his old boss what he does. And then, while Mr. Dupet was driving, he shoot on a gum, and then a beehive grew out of his head, and then the bees came out, this other thing came, and Mr. Dupet was running around, and then the flies from earlier, they went, "Yay!" before, and then the director says, "Cut," and well, that was the end of the episodes, and the flies removed their web costumes and went left with the last fly asking questions, and hoping that the director has his resume, and as they went on to if they should leave the costume there, and the director says, yes, water will take care of them, and then the last fly left, and then that was the end of the episode. So yeah, it was fun watching the first episode after so many years. And I noticed some things from rewatching it that I didn't notice as a kid. And in one scene, I was like, in a kids show? Yeah. And I didn't laugh at first when I was a kid. Seeing this earlier because I still have much brain. I just watched it because it was a cartoon. But now that I'm an adult, then I finally got all the jokes now, and I like the idea of rewatching the old episodes someday. I don't know if I will because there are other stuff I haven't seen yet, but I'll see what happens. And that's what's going on for the 30th anniversary of Rocko's Modern Life. Well, this company called Fila is selling some kind of shoes. Well, I think it has to do with Rocko's Modern Life, and then this company, yeah, for the 30th anniversary, and another company called I think Shirt Shopping is called. They're selling T-shirts for the 30th anniversary of Rocko's Modern Life, and you can with the same character. They have all the characters, but you can pick the color of the background, whether it's black, brown, pink, blue, yellow, red, whatever. Just go to the website and you can look up things. So yes, I think that's all I can say for the 30th anniversary of Rocko's Modern Life, and also please subscribe to my channel because it will help me a lot, and also please share this video on social media like Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. So that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.